All right, friends, so we are getting ready to get on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and the North Carolina Arboretum is up here. And so the parkway is to the right, and it's actually named Frederick Olmsted Way, which is the guy that designed the land or the grounds of the Biltmore House, and as well did the grounds of there's the Arboretum right there. We'll see that when we come back. And he's also the guy that developed or designed the Central Park in New York, among other things, and the mausoleum in Staten Island for the Vanderbilts. Little history for you, friends.
That she put up over lake, and I've got lake on my mind.
She keeps calling it Lake Pisgah, friends.
And he's about to kill me, friends. It's not real happy with me.
I'm tired of you being a dip dude. Oh, on the fat foot.
On the smart foot. How about that? These ibuprofen I got to kick it in. Take them both off. How about that? Skinny foot too.
So what we're in search of up here, friends, is where George Vanderbilt, the owner of the Biltmore House, had a hunting cabin. And I think I can find it where the hunting cabin was torn down in the 60s, believe it or not. I don't know why they would have torn something like that down, but it was a lodge that he had up here, and the foundation of the lodge is still here, so that's what we're in search of. Stay tuned, friends. We're going to go find it. We're going to even probably fly the glory over it. There's an airplane flying.
Is it a commercial?
Yeah.
Is that odd?
I think it's off. A little grassy knob tunnel here, friends. No lights in this tunnel. I didn't see any grass or knob in here. Did you, Lordy?
Nope. Nope, no grass, no knobs. It was dark.
Sleepy Gap, elevation 2,930 feet. The crest of Pisgah Ridge. There's houses on the sides of those mountains. Let's zoom in, friends. I can't believe that airliner was flying that low over the mountains. It's like he was scraping the tops of the mountains.
He wasn't, was he? No.
Another tunnel, friends. This one is Pine Mountain Tunnel. There's Pine Mountain.
Any pines or mountains in here?
Let's look.
It's so dark. I've never known them to be dark.
Most tunnels have lights in them, but these are so remote they don't. That's a good thing I got headlights.
If we were coming through this thing in the nighttime,
it would be just as dark.
It'd be darker. It'd be way darker.
It would be just as dark. Yeah. If I fell, you wouldn't know what to do. You'd call 911 maybe. I just wanted to show you, friends, how much of a drop this is. Look, there's no guardrails. There's no nothing. Pretty good ways down there. Wow. This is Farron Knob Tunnel number 1. So let's see if you see any Farrons or any knobs, Lori.
Okay.
You see a Farron?
Nope.
How about this knob on my radio?
Yeah, I see that.
That's Farron Knob Tunnel number 2. This one's short, so I can see light through it. No Farrons, no knobs, Lori.
No.
Oh, Farron Knob Tunnel number 3. Wow. They believe there's some tunnels around here. This is Beaver Dam Gap, 3,270 feet, so we've climbed another 1,000 feet. That right there, friends, is why they call this the Smoky Mountains. There's times, friends, when they close this off. Road closed. I guess when it gets too dangerous and too snowy and that kind of stuff, they'll shut it off. This is the young Pisgah Ridge Tunnel. So let's see if we see any young Pisgahs in here. Do you see any, Lori?
No.
Or look at that frozen.
What is a Pisgah? Is it a bird?
You know what it is.
What?
You know what a Pisgah is. Everybody knows what a Pisgah is.
Seriously?
So friends, occasionally rocks will fall off of there. There's some right there. Look, these are in the middle of the road up here. I'm gonna get them out of the road so nobody hits them in the middle of the night, but they fell off the side of this cliff. Pretty good size. Kind of sandy. Just glad it didn't hit my truck. We're jeeping it. It's actually pretty nice out here. It's in the 40s, sunny. This is in the shade. There's no sun on this side. Look at all those ice stalactites. Or are they stalagmites?
Nice. Just as dizzy?
Dizzy from what?
Dizzy from looking down.
Look, this is Fork Mountain Tunnel. So look for forks. I see the mountain. You see a fork? No forks. Yeah, the drop is on your side now. Don't look.
I'm not.
Don't look, Ethel! It was too late. She already got a quick shot. That ice right there looks like a chipmunk face from the side. More ice melting. It's melting! Little Pisgah Ridge Tunnel. Look at that. Ice right in the roof of this place. That right there could be a pain in the ice if it fell on your windshield. All right, this is Buck Spring Tunnel, which was the name of George Vanderbilt's lodge. It was called Buck Springs Lodge. So we are real close, friends. Back then, no tunnels though. It was up and over mountains to get there. And he owned all of this, by the way. This is Mount Pisgah, Blue Ridge Parkway. George Vanderbilt, the owner of the Biltmore House, owned Mount Pisgah. It was part of the 125,000 acres that he owned, which was quite a bit of acreage. So Mount Pisgah parking area. We're gonna see if we can find that foundation, friends. Okay, so this is the Mount Pisgah spot up here. We're looking for the Buck Springs Gap overlook, which is where Buck Springs, as I mentioned, was the name of his area, and I believe it's this first one. He said there's 2 parking lots, and we're trying to go. Yep, the Buck Springs overlook is up there, so this is it. This is where we want to be. Elevation 4,980 feet, right at 5,000. Stay tuned, friend. That's a good ways down there, friends. Turn truck off. Buck Springs Overlook. So we're going to go to the Buck Spring Overlook over here. And see if we can find it. This is definitely a man-made rock wall. You see how square it is. This may be part of the foundation. I just can't believe they would have torn it down. But that looks like a foundation area right there. Let's look further. Windy up here, friends. I want the wind to blow me off. I don't like that at all. And this is what the Buck Spring Lodge looked like. Just a beautiful place, and it showed the main lodge, Midway Cottage, dining and kitchen in the back. So we're going to go down to the spring house, which they say is down. The trail to the spring house is located down the hill. So down, I guess they mean over there. So we're going to try to find it. It's still here. But that's the interior of it. Amazing. So that wall that we saw back there could have been the edge of this, or the edge. Could be that little edge right there. Looks very similar to that. Right here, friends. And he could stand up here. He owned all of this. Can you imagine owning all of this? 125,000 acres. I thought we might be able to see the Biltmore house from here, but I don't see it. And there's also, I read that they had cut a trail through the woods from the Biltmore house to here. So we're going to fly the Glory in a moment and see if we can see any remnants of that trail. Let's go find the spring house. So there's the overlook. I'm thinking when they say down the hill, they're talking about down here. Yep, here it is, friends. This is the foundation to the place. There's steps. You can see that's the foundation all the way down. We're going to look around some more, see if we can find the actual spring house. The spring house is where they had a water spring. This is definitely foundation to the house. Piece of metal all crumpled up. Not sure what that is. Maybe roofing. So friends, if you go to where that foundation is and you go off to the right hand side of it down this trail, you will find the spring house. This is original, and there's still water coming out of it. It's actually frozen going down to the pond down there. So this belonged to George Vanderbilt. This is original. Still here, still running water. Amazing. They built a retaining wall behind it to keep probably, I guess, water off of it and to keep things from washing down and destroying it, but it is still here. And these are pieces of the shingles from back in the day. Wow. Amazing piece of history right here. $1800s, friends. So friends, just imagine George Vanderbilt himself has been right here at this spring house. They built this for him. This was part of his hunting lodge. And you know he came down here and got water and did stuff like that. I know he had servants and stuff, but you know he came down here. So amazing. And you can see I had to climb down that trail, so now I got to go back up. But George Vanderbilt's spring house at Buck Springs Lodge, right here. I guess that may be Buck Springs right there. These are retaining walls, and you can see retaining walls up here. Staircase. I'm gonna see if I could find this staircase in any of the pictures. So friends, you can see the wall comes down and turns, goes in, comes down. There's a staircase here. So let's go up this staircase and see if we can see anything up here. This thing was demolished in the 60s. So it's been torn down longer than I've been alive, early 60s. So we're going to fly over it with the Glory. Of course, it's really windy up here. And see if we can get a feel for where it was looking straight down. I hope the Glory can stand this wind. So when you're coming down the trail right here, if you'll go to this side, this is the side that has the foundation on it. You don't see that every day. All things Scottish. So this is the foundation to the house if you look this way. There's the retaining wall that goes all the way down, and the staircase is at the far end down there. But this is the overlook, and the house would have been right over there, looking out on that. So friends, don't look now, but when the drone takes off, you'll see the guy in the kilt coming out of the woods right there. You see him? And why he's wearing a kilt, I don't know. But that is a parking lot, and the lodge would be, if I fly straight forward, the lodge would be over in this area. And you can see a set of steps right there. That's where the wall is that I showed you, just to your right where that cleared path is. And then you can see that there's a bench to sit on down in there. That set of stairs that I showed you is on the back side of the kitchen on the far right. I'm going to show you a schematic of it. So if you look on where it says dining and kitchen building, you see there's a set of steps, and you see the retaining wall going off to the right away from those steps. That is the steps that we saw on the back side over there. So that's the steps. I'm going to go to a drone shot, and you'll see the steps just a little bit to the bottom right of your screen. You see it to the right. And so you can kind of see how that laid out going forward to where the lodge would have been over in the clearing on the far right top of the screen. And that kind of gives you an idea of the layout. I'm going to put that back up one more time just so you can see. It started there where that bench is at. That's the back of the kitchen, and then it worked towards the opening right there. So the schematic is upside down. If you imagine the lodge in the clearing and the dining and kitchen, you're standing on the back of it. That's where it was right there. There's the spring house as opposed to it, which is further down to your far right. So if you walk back up the hill to the left of the spring house, you'll see the bench in the clearing over to, or you'll see the clearing, you can't see the bench, but that's the clearing where the main house was, right up there. So I hope that gives you a vantage point where you can kind of understand what it looked like. I always kind of in my mind thought that from here you'd be able to see the Biltmore house, but of course now you know that that is not accurate. You cannot see it from here. I took the Glory up and looked in all directions, not there. So friends, I want you to notice the shape of the tip of this mountain right here. You'll see it in a moment. It's got the antenna on it. Now look in this next picture and you can see it right there over the top of the kitchen. That is the kitchen. You see the shape of that? And look in the top right where it says dining and kitchen. You'll see the shape of that. So the mountain was directly behind. The front of that template was right here. So the kitchen it went back and to the right as you go down the hill right there is where all of the original stuff was. And I'm going to show you another picture in a moment. You can see the mountain is up a little bit to your right. So the kitchen was actually twisted just a little bit around. I think the lodge may have even been around at a little bit of an angle. So you can see there's the kitchen, there's the mountain. And so I just want you to get kind of a vantage point of what that looks like. All right, so look at these unusual looking trees. They're all over that mountain over there. We're on the top of Mount Pisgah. And for your information, Lori, this trail leads through Pisgah National Forest to the summit of Mount Pisgah, named after the biblical mount from which Moses first saw the Promised Land. This peak affords a panoramic view of western North Carolina. It is 1.5 miles and it gains 712 feet steep in spots. So I will not be walking up that trail today, friends, but maybe one day. Tell you what I can do though, I can send the Glory up. All right, so we just flew to the peak of Mount Pisgah, and I wanted to show you. See, my drone just went sideways. The wind was blowing that hard. It actually blew it completely sideways a couple of times, and I'm not doing that. It's just the wind gust was hitting it and flipping it sideways. Coming in for a landing, it flips one more time kind of sideways, and I'm glad to have it back. The wind could take these things down. Right over there, way out in the distance, is a fire tower. That tower on the left is what the Forest Service sits in to watch for fires, forest fires. Friends, I just climbed this stairway back here and went up and pissed on this mountain right here. Pissed on Mount Pisgah. Coincidence? I think not. So friends, I wanted Lori to be able to see this wall. I'm gonna drive up here. That is the wall right there. At the far end of it, there's a set of stairs that goes up. So the lodge was up in here.
Okay.
See that? And so friends, I want to show you one more thing before we leave this part. And that is, if you are not physically able to walk down to that spring house, it is right here. If you see this little intersection here, you could see the spring house right there. So you may be more physically able to walk through and walk to the spring house right there. There it is. You see it?
What is that?
The spring house.
That's a spring house.
Are you not paying attention?
That is tiny.
Well, baby, it's just for a water spring. That's where they got their water
I
from.
thought spring house meant it was a spring house. They go stay in the spring.
No, baby. Mount Pisgah Country Store.
Yeah.
Closed till April the 1st. So all these little cabins and stuff up here are closed, friends. And they're right on the edge, too.
Why won't they open them till April?
I guess it's run by the government.
I thought maybe the weather.
Available options are channel number, next station, previous station, list channels, select name, radio
why are you doing that?
main menu, or cancel to
I don't-
exit.
I don't
You
want
hit
that.
it.
I know, it makes me aggravated when I hit it. The Mount Pisgah Inn. I'm just walk out there and look. It says Chinquapin.
Let's see if you see anybody in.
Carolina Hemlock. What's a nice looking place up here? You can come stay up here. This is pretty darn cool. Imagine having to get down in there, friends. Cut that stuff down.
Frying Pan Tunnel.
So look for a frying pan.
Don't do that. I didn't see a frying pan.
No frying pans. So friends, we're over 5,000 feet and look at all the ice coming out of the mountains right there. Ice, ice, baby.
Well, do you reckon it rained?
No.
How did the ice get there?
Baby, it's in the water. It's in, or in the ground. It's in the rocks.
This is the overlook, right?
I'm showing another one. But this is a overlook. This is the Cradle of Forestry overlook. Elevation 4710, so we're actually going back down. That place we were at a while ago said that we were at 5,000.
It did.
It's like somebody may have slipped off of here. No, they're using that for a trail. We're going up there, friends. All right, we're about to go over a bridge, friends. Looks a little rickety to me. Oh, this bridge, oh.
Bridge? Stop.
Ricola! Didn't work.
Finally, the guy went to another register and was trying to wait on them. And she said she ordered a cranberry flatbread, turkey cranberry flatbread, something. And
Is this all right?
be careful. Keeping this in the lane.
That is a pretty good ways down right there, friends. Right on the side of the road, no guardrail. So friends, we're coming off the mountain and I cannot tell from here, but that looks like Biltmore to me out there. Maybe we can tell in this close-up, but that looks like the Biltmore house to me from here. So friends, we don't know what an arboretum is, but we're about to see. I think it would be, arbor means tree. So I think an arboretum.
It had some hours on there.
Did it? Well, good for them.
Passed it.
So I think an arboretum would be a place that trees, it's like an auditorium for trees, so they would stand there and watch concerts. So this is a concert venue for trees. I think yes.
I think nut.
So this is as far as we got, friends. They want $12 just to park. What the? I'm not watching trees, watch a concert. That's crazy stuff for 12 bucks. No, thank you.
Tighten up.